So you're thinking about moving to and living in Fort Lauderdale, which honestly might be the best decision that you've ever made besides watching this video. I'm just kidding. But Fort Lauderdale is easily one of the best cities here in South Florida. Completely unbiased, of course, not because I live here, but it is a great city. Easily has some of the best parts of both Miami and the best parts of West Palm, so it's a great middle ground. But like anything else, there are some downsides to it and some things you probably need to be aware of. So in this video, we're gonna talk about 5 things that you need to know about living here in Fort Lauderdale before you move here and officially call it home. But before we do that, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest anywhere here in Fort Lauderdale or South Florida in general, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. We have people just like you who reach out every single day, whether they're looking to move here, they're looking to invest here, or they just have questions about different areas here in Fort Lauderdale and South Florida. So if there's anything we can do to help, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you. We got you. But now let's talk about what are some of the things you need to know about moving here and living here in Fort Lauderdale. I think first up, we got to talk about what we talked about in the beginning. It's a great middle ground between both that of Miami and that of West Palm. And I'm not talking about location, but location also kind of ties into it too. So we'll start off with that. So you're only about maybe 45 minutes to an hour from downtown Miami. Honestly, you could take the Bright Line and be to downtown Miami in about 30 minutes if you really want to. And you're about an hour and 10 minutes from downtown West Palm. Bright Line wise, maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. All the Bright Line depends on is the traffic. You know how it can be, because sometimes you're going like 5 miles an hour or you're delayed. But that's besides the point. I still think it's a great way to get around South Florida. But besides for the location-wise aspect of it, so you're right there, you can get away to either one really quickly, whether you're working in Miami, you wanna live in Fort Lauderdale, you're working in West Palm, you wanna live in Fort Lauderdale, options for both. Now on the flip side of things, the just overall feel, it's definitely got the pros of both cities. I will say, Fort Lauderdale's definitely a little bit more low-key, a little bit more chilled than that of Miami, especially when it comes to the nightlife and dining options. Yes, we do have great nightlife. We have all the bars, rooftops, some clubs, nothing like Miami, so that's where it's a little bit more chill. And we are getting a lot more upscale dining options, but it is a lot more laid back. You go out to dinner in Miami, people are dressed to the nines. Here in Fort Lauderdale, people are dressed to the nines in some places, but you could also go and grab a great bite to eat at somewhere and not have to be dressed up completely. You can wear, Lululemon polo, some shorts, and some shoes, and you don't have to worry about anything. Meanwhile, in Miami, there's a lot of places that have dress codes and so on. Now, when it comes to West Palm definitely has a little bit more of that refined type feel to it, but it's a little sleepier. Meanwhile, Fort Lauderdale has that refined type feel with plenty of different restaurant options like that of Runway 84. We're getting a lot more, it's more on the Italian side of things. We do have some great steakhouses as well, but nightlife wise in West Palm, we don't have anything. Meanwhile, here in Fort Lauderdale, we do have plenty of different options, whether you're looking to go out in Las Olas, hit the dive bars on A1A, you're looking to go downtown, or even hit up Flagler Village. Next up is that we're a boater's paradise. It doesn't matter whether you're going to go out on a kayak, a jet ski, you have your own yacht, you have a little center console, a little skiff boat, just get out there on the water and enjoy it. And that's what really a whole lot of the life here in Fort Lauderdale revolves around. Not to mention, we're also nicknamed the Venice of America with over 300 miles of inland waterways to go and explore. Whether you're looking to go up and down the intercoastal, you're looking to head out of Port Everglades, go out to the ocean, head up the New River through downtown, dock off, right there off Las Olas, go grab a bite to eat, hop back on your boat, which is really fun. Go hit up the sandbar just north of 17th Street. On top of that, we're also the yachting capital of the world with a ton of mega yachts that actually call Fort Lauderdale home. Not to mention, we're also home to the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, which is the largest in-water boat show in the entire world. So during that time, the boat show time, which actually just passed, it's absolutely nuts. Some of the boats that go up and down these waterways. But you don't have to have a massive yacht to enjoy the waterways. You can have a nice 50-foot Scout and just go and enjoy the water, or you can have a little jet ski and also go and enjoy it. On top of that, we are home to plenty of marinas as well, including the new Pier 66 residences in Marina, and even the new St. Regis residences in Marina, which is set to be and transform Fort Lauderdale into a mini Monaco. I'm extremely excited about that. Not to mention plenty of other options as well. Like we do have a new marina that is right off of 17th Street that is completely robotic. It's sick. You literally just put in like your code or your number for your slip. The robot goes up, grabs it, and brings it back down. It's pretty cool. Otherwise, you can also live on the water. You can keep your boat in the backyard. You can also just do normal dry storage or keep it, in your backyard on a trailer. There's plenty of options. We have ramps and things everywhere, but life really does revolve around being on the water here. Number 3 has to be the cultural vibrancy. I know that's probably not the first word that you think of when you think of Fort Lauderdale, but hear me out. So think about it. We have a lot of different avenues and different things going on within the city. Whether you like all the art galleries up and down Las Olas, all the festivals that we have, and we have a ton of festivals going on all the time. Riverwalk is constantly doing something. They literally just had a vegan block party. So, you know, personally, that's not my style, but people went and enjoyed it. They had a Mutts and Martinis a couple weeks ago as well. Now, a couple of other events and things they do, so like the Las Olas Art Fair, they just lit up the beach for Christmas with a giant snowman. We also have Flagler Village, which I think is kind of slept on and not a whole lot of people know about it. However, in these next coming years with all the projects coming, which we're gonna talk about in a second, it's going to be completely transformed, which actually used to be the warehouse district. It's now starting to become just like that of Wynwood in Miami. Obviously still not on the same scale as that of Wynwood, but there is a ton of stuff going on. It used to be really just apartments. There were some lofts and some condos, but now there's a ton of projects coming, but a lot of different murals, a great art scene, a great brewery scene here in Flagler Village as well. There's also Glitch Bar, which you have to go to. And in my personal opinion, I think it might be the most fun bar in Fort Lauderdale because I also don't like just going to a bar, sitting there, grabbing a drink, talk to people. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that's cool, but I like to be active in doing things, so the different games that they have. It's a ton of fun. Not to mention, literally right around the corner, you come out, you can go to Blueprint Cookies, which might be the best cookies in all of Fort Lauderdale. But back to Flagler Village and the art scene. So you have everything going on there. It's a little bit of that hipster type vibe, some coffee shops, things like that. There's also the Thrive Art Walk now. So a lot of different things going on. Plus, I mean, you have the Las Olas activities on A1A, there's farmers markets. I mean, we do have a little bit of everything for everyone, which is really nice. Next up, I think we gotta talk about all the projects coming here to Fort Lauderdale. So I was speaking with someone the other day who put in a really great perspective. You gotta think of Fort Lauderdale as Boston, and then West Palm as the Hamptons, and Miami as New York City. Now, I completely agree with them. However, I would also consider, you know, Fort Lauderdale maybe Philly, but you're probably wondering, Joe, how the hell is Fort Lauderdale Boston or Philly? Now think about it. You have everything going on in Miami, all the high rises, the hustle, bustle, financial district, the nightlife, everything going on. It's very much so like that of New York City. Then on the flip side of things, you go up to West Palm, it's a lot, in, you know, Palm Beach area, it's a lot more laid back, massive beachfront estates, you know, a very quiet, refined type luxury, very similar to that of the Hamptons. And then you have Fort Lauderdale, which is kind of that middle ground. You know, there's some luxury, there's a little bit more active, there's some starter homes. You have a little bit of everything and anything in between. And there's actually a lot of development going on as well. A lot of people have started to see some of the opportunities here in the Fort Lauderdale area, and there is a ton of construction coming. Now, not so much on the single family neighborhood side, more so on the high-rise building side with some massive projects. I think right now at the time of filming this video, and I could be wrong, there's 18 approved projects that are currently in the works that are going to completely transform the Fort Lauderdale skyline. Some of those include that of like the Pier 66 residences, on Dare, Celine, Sage, Six and Rio, and then my personal favorite, which I think is going to be the best project in all of Fort Lauderdale, and that's On Bell, which is going right there north of downtown, just south of Flagler Village. And that project is unreal. 2 43-story towers, complete with 775 fully furnished units that start in only the $400,000 range, not to mention over 100,000 square feet of amenity space. You'll have everything from live, work, play within that building. You literally do not have to leave, especially if you like Uber Eats or DoorDash or Go Puff your groceries, things like that. You have a sauna, a state-of-the-art gym, a sunset and a sunrise pool, a podcast studio, a tech lounge. There is also an arts and crafts area, a golf simulator, mini golf, a wet sauna, a dry sauna. I think there's an outdoor sauna as well. I mean, a Pilates studio, yoga, a grab and go thing. You have 15,000 square feet of amenities on the ground floor for the lobby alone. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And if you want more information on that project, hit me up because I'm also trying to buy one. That's how bullish I am on that project. But back to Fort Lauderdale as a whole, I mean, you're in that great area where there's a lot of development going on that side. A lot of people are also moving into some of these neighborhoods like that of Rio, Coral Ridge, River Oaks, Victoria Park, obviously. And they're tearing down some of these homes and building some beautiful new homes and townhomes as well. So there's a lot of development going on and there's a lot of money being dumped into the city. And honestly, I don't want to miss out on it. And last but certainly not least, I think we got to talk about the vacation hub or travel hub that Fort Lauderdale really is. So back in the day, and pretty much now again today, Fort Lauderdale was the spring break mecca. I mean, Elbow Room is a pinnacle and a staple for spring break. There's pictures of spring break back in the day at Elbow Room and it looks absolutely nuts. Now granted, Elbow Room can be absolutely nuts on the weekends too. I think it's a lot of fun. If you want to have a great time, you got to hit up my mom and business partner. I promise you, you're going to try every single drink there. But that's besides the point. Back to the vacation and travel hub. So obviously people are coming here to Fort Lauderdale during spring break, especially with Miami Beach cracking down. Fort Lauderdale's like, yeah, no, we're all for it. Come here, party, do your thing. Like, we're all for the tourism, the revenue, everything going on. We want you to have a good time, but also be like safe and responsible. Now, that's the spring break crowd, which obviously, you know, parts of Florida, beaches, things like that, everyone's coming. But then there's also two other crowds here in Fort Lauderdale. So you have the summer crowd. So people are coming on vacation. A lot of people from South America, because their seasons are inverse, they're coming, they're vacationing here, they're hanging out and enjoying things. And obviously people are just coming on summer vacation as well. We're also a huge cruise hub. So people are coming in and out of Port Everglades, whether they're on Royal Caribbean, Carnival, the Disney cruise, the new Virgin cruise, which looks absolutely sick. I don't know if they sail out of here 100%, but it does look sick. I know they do sail out of Miami, but besides the point, people are constantly coming in and out. Plus we have great tourist destinations like that. All the way out, you can go to the Everglades, you can go to the Sawgrass Mills Mall, we're not too far from the Aventura Mall. And Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport is a great destination and airport to fly into. A lot of times it's actually a lot cheaper too. Now, on the flip side of the summer, we also have these snowbirds in the winter. So in the winter, we do have a ton of people from Canada and the Northeast who come down here. And for the most part, you will see a lot of these people who are living further out east of 95, actually east of the Intercoastal as well, in those high-rise condos all up and down the beach. To be honest with you, could you blame them? You live in the Northeast where it's snowing, or you live in Canada where it's cold, freezing, snowing. I wanna get away, I wanna be on the beach, I wanna be able to walk things, hang out, I wanna wear flip-flops, t-shirt, and shorts. I don't wanna be shoveling snow. So be prepared. Traffic during those times, so the winter time, spring break time, and summer. It's also, you know, getting a reservation or going anywhere, it could be packed. So just prepare ahead of time. It's not terrible by any means. Can it be a little bit more busy at some places during some times? Yes, of course, but we live in paradise. What else could you expect? And to be honest with you, I don't think any of those 5 reasons really scared anyone away. They're probably, if anything, like, oh, I'm 100% all in, I'm moving to Fort Lauderdale now. It sounds absolutely awesome. This is where I wanna be. This is where I wanna raise a family. I don't blame you, because I wanna do the same exact thing, and I'm actually doing the same thing, minus raising the family part, living here and, you know, building everything. But if there's anything I can do to help you and your family move here, live here in Fort Lauderdale or South Florida in general, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Like I said before, we help people like you every single day make the move here to Fort Lauderdale and South Florida. We'd love to help you guys as well. You can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.